Have you ever wondered if buying a cheap used CNC machine is worth the money? In this video, I roll the dice again.
Dude, I think he's doing the dice thing too much. That's really all he's got.
And bought this $400 CNC lathe. Did I score big, or did I completely throw my money in the trash? Let's find out. Oh, I heard something blow immediately. Oh, I hear fans. Okay, you guys are not gonna believe this. So I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and I got this whole row of machines right here for a killer deal. I bought them sight unseen, and the guy said that they ran before they were taken out of service, but I couldn't verify any of that. So how good of a deal it is remains to be seen. And to top that all off, the driver that brought these here was paid to tarp the load and totally didn't tarp the load. These machines were totally covered in water. So they've been sitting here for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I've had all the cabinets open and I've had fans blowing on everything. So pretty much they're headed to the scrapyard, but we're gonna see if we can get them to run. So let me give you a rundown of what I got. I got 2 Werner and Swasey CNC lathes. I had no idea that Werner and Swasey even made CNC equipment. I know they make manual lathes, and they're really expensive, really high quality manual machines, and I've never seen a CNC machine by them before. So when I saw these, I jumped on them. And like I said, they were kind of sight unseen. I was told that they ran. It has Fanuc or Fanuc controllers in it and servos, so I know that stuff can be replaced pretty easy if it's not, as long as it didn't lose parameters. But these are really nice lathes. Well, they were until they got completely soaking wet. So this here is the bigger one. This is a WSC82. And this one here is the smaller one. This is a WSC6. So this is smaller, the smaller of the two. So I also got this Rush Machinery tool sharpener. This was a pretty good deal. I saw these going for like $2,500 all the way up to like $3,000–$4,000. Really nice machine, but again, like I said, all this stuff was untarped. This motor was wide out in the rain for 2 days. So who knows if this is gonna run? I highly doubt it. And then I also picked up this surface grinder. It's a Covell surface grinder, and you can see how rusty it got just from being untarped. And here's the manual, but you know, these older manuals are really, really hard to come by. Just got soaking wet. A shame. And last but not least, I got this Cincinnati horizontal production mill. So it's kind of like pre-CNC. If you hit the buttons in a feed, it'll just go back and forth and keep feeding. Really, really nice machine. But it was soaking wet also. The whole cabinet down below was completely covered in water. All the electronics were covered in water. Case is just filled with water down there. All the electronics. I've had it under a fan for 2 weeks. Highly doubt it's gonna run. Like I said, all this stuff pretty much is headed to the scrapyard. So we're gonna see if we can get it to run. So let's start with this small CNC lathe, the WSC6. See if we can get this running. Go over it real quick. I did have this case open here because it was completely covered in water, soaking wet, so that's been open. And then there's a bunch of manuals and stuff down in here that I guess I should probably take out of here. Like this Fanuc OT Model A maintenance manual. These are invaluable to have. Set that over here for now. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, the Werner and Swasey turning machine operator's guide instruction manual. This is definitely invaluable. So that's a good sign that these machines were taken care of and they kept all the manuals and stuff. That's always a great sign. Let's see what else is in here. Door, side door. Probably for that other machine over there. Maybe. Another door. That's really clean. else do we got? Wow, this looks like all the, yeah, all the wiring diagrams and everything for this machine. See how wet they are? That sucks. Oh man, the service manual for this machine, wow. If any of you guys ever mess with these machines, like having this stuff is just invaluable. What else we got in here? Electrical prints. Programming and tooling manual. Awesome. So pretty much with everything that's in this stack, if you didn't know how to run this machine at all or operate it, it would be in there, and how to fix it. So we got some leveling feet down in there, but that's about it. So everything looks like it's pretty dried off. RS-232 port's probably down in there. Looks like they cut the cable. It's got a little chip conveyor that hangs off the back. It's pretty awesome. They usually hang off the side, and when they hang off the side, they take up so much extra space. It's crazy. So that's a great design. I've never seen that on a lathe before. If any of you guys know anything about these lathes, drop a comment below and let me know. So I'm not quite sure where to hook the power up in here. It's usually pretty plain right out in the open, but I don't see where the connections are. Aha. Probably those 3 wires right there that were cut, and there's a ground right there. So I'm assuming it runs up front somewhere. So let me strip those wires there, get a wire ran to it, and then we'll try to find the on switch. Okay, I got 220 3-phase ran to it. Checking everything over here. Really the only thing that I saw in here that was kind of bad was all the breakers look good except for this one right here. See, that one's off and the other 2 are on. Go ahead and flip that to the on position. So now let's see how we start this thing up. Let's see. All right, here's the main breaker. Fingers crossed. Oh, I heard something blow immediately. That's not good. Yeah, something blew. I've got power right there. I've got power to the vac drive. But something definitely blew back here. Let's see if we hit the NC on, what happens. I did hear something. Got the feed hold on. Oh, it's not flashing in real life, it's just the camera, but it says here slave ready wait, which that's not a good sign. I know that for a fact. I don't know if I can overcome that. Let's see. Emergency stop, in and out. Machine start. Whoa. 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 It started up. Like I said, it's not flashing, just looks like that on the video. Whoa. This thing powered up. Wow, I am shocked.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
No way. Let's take a look. Still doesn't mean it runs, but it's definitely powered up. Yeah, there's the 2 drives right there. You can see there's 2 green lights. All that stuff is on. Got power over here. Now I don't know if my polarities are right. It does matter on a lathe, because if you get the polarities backwards, the hydraulic pump will run backwards. Wow, I'm completely in shock. So let's See if we can maybe jog it around. So let's check it out here. Manual spindle. Chuck open and close is right there on this one. No foot pedal. What's that do? Nope, nothing. I wonder if you have to home this machine out first. Here's 0. There's jog. Maybe we can jog it around. Z. Oh, it's moving. No way. Look. Can you guys see it? It's moving slow, but it's moving. It says reference 0 axis. Okay. So how do I clear that? A reset. Okay. How do I get back to, that's MDI. How do I get back into manual mode on this machine? Anybody know? I'm sure there's somebody out there screaming at me right now that knows everything about these machines and these controllers. I'm just not really familiar with them at all. So let's see. How do we 0 this thing? Do you just... Illegal axis position, reference 0. Okay. Reset that. Not sure, so I am pretty sure that you have to 0 this out. Who knows how to home one of these Fanuc OT controllers out in the first shot? Leave a comment below, because I don't. Alright, so I actually took some time, broke out this instruction manual for this machine, and this goes to prove that these things are just invaluable to have. If this machine wouldn't have had this, I'd have spent a lot more time trying to figure this out, and I haven't tried it yet, but if you go into here and look, it says machine reference 0, and then it says go to setup mode, which we are in setup mode. So set selector switch to jog, which we're in. Push X minus and Z minus buttons to move the turret close to the chuck at a safe distance. So let's do that. Let's go to position. So there it goes. I'm going pretty slow, but it's going. Okay, I'd say that's a safe distance. Let's do X this way. Okay. Now it says set selector switch to 0 mode. 0 mode. Push plus X and ZX buttons. So I don't know if you do it at the same time, or let's try it. Oh, there it goes. I got a warning though. Illegal axis position. So maybe because I was pushing both of them at the same time. So let's see, let's try that again. 0, let's just do one axis at a time. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. Dang, but I got the same thing. Illegal axis position, reference 0. Same thing. But I do have the Z0 position. So let's reset that. Now that I got Z0, let's try X. Nope, see, I'm getting an illegal axis position on that. That's not good. Let's see, jog it. Maybe I'll just jog it forward a little bit. Set that to 0 and see if we can get that to work. There it goes. There it goes. Ah, come on. I did get a warning, illegal axis position, reference 0, but they did reference. So when I clear that, I've got Z0 on both axes now. So I don't know, I should be good to go. I wonder how I get this into MDI mode. Input. Let me get out of 0 return. No, that's not it. Program. Oh, it says MDI right there. Program MDI. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with this right here, but so can I enter anything? Yep, Let's see, 03. So input maybe? Yep, input M03. S for speed. Let's try 200. Input, that went in. So let's see what happens if we just hit cycle start. Door open. Ah, it's got a limit switch for the door. So I want, oh, it's a Halifax switch. Okay, let's see, reset. Program, MDI. They've actually got a piece of metal right here. I would almost bet that's for that Halifax switch. See if I can prop that up in there. I got a piece of metal sitting up against that Halifax switch with some drill bits I had laying around here. So let's try this again. I know it's kind of flashing for you guys, but it's not for me at all. Let's see, M03 input, speed, which is S. Let's go 300 input. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's hit the cycle start button. Whoa! It works. Wow. It sounds a little bit dry, probably from getting wet. It's probably the belt back there that got wet. Like there's no grinding or anything like that. The chuck looks nice and straight and true. Let's see if we can bump it up a little bit more. Let's see, speed. What was that, 300? You see right there, see it's running 300. I know it's flashing, it's annoying, but it's not flashing over here. Let's go 500. Input, cycle start. There it goes. Wow. So like I said, that is a squeaky belt. Probably just from getting wet. I can actually hear the belt like right there. But wow, can you believe it? It's actually running. Crazy. So let's stop it. M00 input. There it goes. Stopped on a dime. Nice. This actually has a bar feed, tailstock in and out, quill left, quill right. Wow. So that's programmable. That's awesome. And it's also on a swivel. I don't know if it locks. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it's hydraulic. You can see it kind of swivels over out of the way, and then it swivels back when you need it. Wow, that's awesome. This is an awesome machine. Here's a manual spindle. Whoa. That's up to 750. There's how you turn that down. Spindle speed, 50. 90, 100. It's at 750. Wow. Spindle stop. Awesome. So I could not figure out how to get the jog hand wheel to work. I'm sure it's something that I'm doing wrong, but everything else works. I did figure out how to move the tool turret, index, reverse, and forward. Thing works excellent. Spindle works great, as you saw. Everything works on this machine. I'd say this is a win. Since it wasn't that much work, let's try the bigger machine, wire that up and see what we get. All right, same deal. This is just the bigger of the two lathes. This is a Warner & Swasey WSC82. Same thing's got all the manuals in there. Looks like it's got this door over here. This was actually the worst of the two. As you saw, that was completely covered in water. I've had these open. Let's put some power to this one. See what we get. All right, let's see if we can get some power hooked up here. So I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, where did you get that sick skull cap with the Prestige Manufacturing logo in it? Well, I'll tell you, I had these custom made. So I bought a bunch of different skull caps, tried them all out, found a company to make these for me. They're nice and soft, one size fits all. They're pretty big, and then if you wash them and dry them real good, they'll shrink down, so they'll fit everybody. If you're interested in one of these, go to my website, www.prestigemanufacturing.net, go to the merch section, and purchase you one. It really helps support the channel, and it'll keep your head warm because it's getting freezing cold out. I only had 100 of these made. 50 of them already sold within the first couple days that I had them up. So if you're interested in one, grab it while you can. I appreciate the support. Helps me continue to make content like this. Got the power wired up. Let's cross our fingers and turn it on, see what happens. Ready? Oh, I hear fans, and I heard some stuff kick on back there. There's some fans going back here. That's a good sign.
Ah, purple lightning, that's always a good sign.
So now I gotta figure out how to turn this thing on. Just that goes there, that goes there. Guess we'll start with the power on. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Same thing, got a light. And we got not ready on the screen. And again, this isn't flickering. This is just one of the old tube monitors. And they look like they flicker on screen. So let's see. Got the emergency stop out. 0 mode. Got a warning. Shows that the chuck is open. This is for the tailstock. It's probably cycle start. So the other one had a machine start button. Oh, button fell off. So the other one had a machine start button, which I don't see on this one. So I wonder, maybe hit the power on again? Hold the power in, maybe? I know a Yasnak is like that. If you push the power on, hold the power down on a Yasnak, it'll start. Not ready. Reset, don't get nothing. Whoa, I got into the alarm. Right cover open. Aha. Let's see if this goes away. Okay, when I close that with my hand, it does go away. So that may be a problem. Let me see if I can get something to hold that down real quick. Okay, so I got a piece of steel holding that limit switch down. No other messages. It's still saying not ready. It's flashing. Reset, nothing. Menu. Operator alarm message. No alarms now. Yeah, not sure. There is no machine start button on this one like the other one. Maybe I doubt the door being closed would have anything to do with it, but it does have a Halifax switch, so take this out of here and find out. Okay, so that's up against the Halifax switch. Power on, machine start, nothing. If I go to ground, to the top of the e-stop button, I think I should get 24 volts maybe. Yep, 24 volts to the bottom. 24 volts. The only other thing I could think is maybe the turret's at a limit from transit. Maybe it's bumped over and sitting at a limit. So on this machine, I'm not really sure how you push that back over. I'm not sure if that's done with a servo or if that's hydraulic. I've never seen one like that before. But I do know if it was hydraulic, I could have probably pushed it back. And come to think of it, I don't hear the hydraulics on this one. I do hear all the controls on, but I don't hear the hydraulics on this one. So like this one, the hydraulics turned on first. So I'm not quite sure. And I'm not really gonna dig too deep into this one on this on this video. We might do another separate video on this one. So this one's not looking that great. But I may be wrong, because the hydraulics may still only do the chuck and the tailstock. The hydraulics probably don't do that axis. And what I'm wondering is on this Fanuc OT controller, if the not ready is from that sitting on a limit switch. Before I totally give up, let's look around in this side cabinet. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with this type of machine, the Werner and Swayze, or that turret style. So I don't know if it's hydraulic or servo driven. So let's see. I'm just kind of trace stuff down. There's the hydraulic system. There's the hydraulic pump. Still wet from transit. Comes up there, goes into the chuck. 2 return lines here. Oh, there's the turret on clamp. It says right there. And then, what's that? Z-axis pulse coder. Okay, and then right there, Z-axis motor. All right. And there's a belt right there. That's the spindle. And, aha. There's a belt in there. I don't know what way to turn it, but let me try to see if it will turn. Okay, get my hand in there, barely. Ugh. Yeah, it does turn. I'm pulling it down, so that would be clockwise. So hopefully that's turning it towards me. Let's see. Ugh. Maybe we can get it up off the limit if it is on one. That's not easy. And it may also be the X-axis on a limit. I did manage to pull the Z-axis back in some. I took my yellow marker, marked on the shaft, and then spun the belt till it pulled back. So I know that's up off there. But I think it's actually the X-axis that went too far back this way. So I was looking around, you could see in here, see those limit switches? And see how far over it is, and that one's pushed down. And then back over here, you can kind of see the stop, and it's pushed all the way back here. So there's really no way. There's the ball screw right there. And then when you come around back here, there's the servo. So there's really no axis to the ball screw from here. And what I'm wondering is if I just unbolt the one, because it's only one limit switch that's pushed down. I wonder if I unbolt that limit switch right there and pull it off and let it come up, if I'll be able to start the machine and then maybe move it forward. So let me get some tools and try to maybe pull that limit switch off. I got that limit switch unbolted so it popped up, and I got those off there. So that's the last thing I could think that it would be those OVATravel limit switches right there, those roller rockers. But again, guys, I'm not a CNC technician. I just been messing with machines long enough, buying and selling and fixing to kind of find my way through them. If that don't get it, I'm pretty much done with this one for now. But let's see what we get. And I might not have pulled that back far enough either. Yeah, see, I'm still getting the not ready light. Oh, and again, I may just need to read the manual on how to start this thing. Maybe I'm just not starting it right. Because there is no, if you go to the alarm, there is no alarms anymore. And I know it works because I had that alarm right there going off. But it's just giving me the not ready state. Okay, you guys are not gonna believe this. So I came over here one last time, turned the power on. Same thing, not ready on the screen, right? Made sure the e-stop was out. Pushed all the buttons like I did before, nothing happens. Look at these buttons right here that have no writing on them at all. Watch this. What?
What?
It freaking came on. It was a button that has no label whatsoever. What are the odds of that? This thing works. No way. Let's pull some of this stuff out of here. See if we can home it out like the other one. There's a side door. The manual's in here. Oh man. Here's a manual for the Cincinnati Milcron milling machine. This is gonna be awesome when I try to figure out how to turn on that machine and see if that works, because I've never ran one of those before. Okay, so we got that pretty cleared out. There's some feet in there, but other than that, we're good. And let's see. So it shows the chuck is open. I wonder if I can close that up. Oh yeah, shows it closed. Cool. So now, I guess let's do what we did with the other one. It's in zero return mode. Put in jog mode. There we go, it's moving. See position. It's not going to position mode. I don't know what's up with that, but it is moving, so that's great. And then here we go. Let's get this Z up off of here, if we can, or X, I mean. Yep, X is moving too, which is great. Let me actually go reinstall those limit switches real quick before I go any further. I put the limit switches back together, turned it back on, and I was trying to home it out. Both the axes did move fine, but when I tried to home it out to the back, it went to the back, homed out, but every time I tried to do the Z to home it out, it was giving me an error, like a Z axis error. And then I tried it again, and something blew in the back, and it said circuit breaker protection, circuit blown. So I went around here to the back, and it blew this breaker right here. So this one, I don't know, there's a problem with homing it out. If I flip that back on, I bet I could get it working. What I'm gonna do is let it dry out for a little bit more. I'm happy it even got as far as it did. I'm hopeful that I can maybe figure out what's wrong with that and get that going. So what do you guys think? Was it a bust, or did I make out on this deal? Let me know in the comments below. I just want to say again, I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the last couple months on my last couple videos. Commenting, giving me a thumbs up, give me a follow, really helps me out. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys are interested in some of these skull caps before they're gone, there's a limited supply right now. Go to the website, www.prestigemanufacturing.net, and go to the merch section. They'll be in there. I'll also leave a link in the description below, along with the secret sauce from my last videos of the stuff that I use to clean these machines that just melts the stuff right off the machines. I'll leave a link down below for that. I'll leave a link for a couple of the tools you've seen me use here and there. So that about does it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one.